So here we are at the exact center of Stockholm with a famous fountain in the background. And today I'm going to take you for a ride and see the more modern parts of town. So join me and we explore together. Some souvenir shops. Anything you could ask for Stockholm. Some stickers. Some cards. And some other souvenirs. This kind of stuff you can find also in the old city quite a lot. All the typical symbols for Stockholm. Motifs of the old city. Some elks, and of course the Vikings and the dollar horse. For those of you who have been following my videos, probably know that I have been here before. And this place is called Torg, and it's quite famous place in the central part of Stockholm. But it's probably famous for the wrong reasons. It used to be a very lovely place once upon a time, with a lot of shops and houses here that people lived in, and some bus stations, I think, also. But then urban renewal come, and they construct a lot of bank palaces and office buildings here, as well as hotels. So during the night it's quite deserted here. Now they've done some effort to make it look like nicer than it is, with these fountains and these bars, but still a quite deserted place actually. But what I'm going to show you now is something different. I'm going to show you another quite interesting part of central Stockholm that is typical for the urban renewal that happened here in the 1960s and 70s. This is Gallerian, the largest mall in central Stockholm. It was constructed in the mid-1970s and it replaced an entire block of old houses here. Let's take a look at it from the inside. We have some food hall here. In general, the place is more famous for its shopping actually, and its retail stores than its food. They have some cafés in the central part of the mall, but other than that, it's mostly a place you go for shopping. So this, I think it was constructed in 1975 or 76. So when it was one of the last major things that was constructed during the years of urban renewal in Stockholm. And it has been remodeled one time, so it looks kind of more modern than it used to do. It does also have 2 floors, so if you want to go up on the second floor, you can check some other things there. I think that's what we're going to do. Some kind of exhibition here. I think I don't actually know what that has to do. The more photos of the mall in Stockholm. It was kind of reconstructed in a way in the early 2000s, I think. So that's how it looks like right now. And this is how it looks like when it was constructed at first. Here's a better photo of it. The original Gallerian Mall from 1976. I especially like this part. I think this entrance from the top here, this place you can sit here and have something to drink, are quite nice actually. What makes this mall quite unique. Okay, let's see if we can go up to the second floor here. Here's another view of the little bar here. You can see on that side. The cozy bar. And here are some more designer shops, it seems. Like Kicks. Some more fashion over here. There's a little cozy bar also. Falafel place. In general, this is the probably most famous mall in central Stockholm, Gallerian. And I think it has had a kind of upswing lately. It looks much nicer now than it used to do in the past. Really cool. A cherry tree. Now this is from a Japanese restaurant, I think. But there are also cherry trees in Kungsträdgården in Stockholm that blooms in early May. One other cool thing is that there are actually a lot of natural light that comes in here, which makes this mall quite bright. And for those of you that have seen my videos, you know that I've actually been to one of the rooftop bars just on top of this mall in a previous video of the rooftop bars, so check that out. In the past they opened a Dunkin' Donuts here actually. They launched it in Sweden for the first time, but it was actually a major flop. It had to close. It didn't work out in Sweden at all actually, which was quite surprising. And I think the reason that it flopped so bad was that Sweden is famous for its fika. It's many cafés, so people preferred actually cinnamon buns instead of donuts. A valuable lesson if you start business in Sweden. This is the Red House, a restaurant and cafe. It's serving a lot of cocktails here and opened a few years ago. It's quite iconic actually. So this is Special Rooftop Bar, one of many rooftop bars in Stockholm. Let's see if we can go in and have a look inside. So let's have a look at this rooftop bar. So these are the views from the top of the rooftop bar. You see plenty of roofs here. Many of the most modern buildings in Stockholm. So this is the rooftop bar of Spesso. It's an Italian restaurant with this roof terrace. And you can see those skyscrapers of Hötorget. There are 5 of them, I think, and part of the modern part of Stockholm. Let's see if we can just film. There's another little rooftop bar also. Let's see if we can go to this side. It looks a little bit more casual. It's a nice Italian wine collection. Okay, the more casual part of the rooftop bar with pretty good views of Stockholm. A nice central bar here. Some sofas and some greenery. That's quite actually unusual. Maybe it's not on purpose, but they do have a lot of bushes here. See if we can get some more views from this side.
Gud vad fin! Jättefin, men bra att den tillbaka till den här.
Pretty enjoyable place, I think. Both if you want to eat or if you want to just have a drink and enjoy. You get views of some places that you normally don't see actually from this part. So that was Best of Rooftop Bar, and for once the music is not super loud, which is a good thing. It was a little bit restricted with the filming, but I managed to film quite a lot anyway. And I think it was a nice place actually, with good views, classy ambience, and a kind of laid-back atmosphere after all. So you can both enjoy some food or drinks. So this area is called Malmskillnadsgatan, and it's actually a very famous street in Stockholm, but for the wrong reasons. It used to be quite a vibrant street also at one point, but after urban renewal it became a place for bank palaces and office buildings. So when night came, this place was very, very deserted. It became a place for street walkers and solicit action. So it's not very nice. But since it became criminalized in Sweden in the 90s or so, this place has been transformed to something different. And even if it's perhaps not the nicest place, it's more enjoyable today than it used to be. I don't know what this statue of the little girl represents, but it kind of gave me a very sad and somber appearance somehow. And here you see the famous two towers of Stockholm. And these towers, when they were constructed, were actually among the first normal modern skyscrapers in all of Europe. And once upon a time, you could actually visit the top. I think they had a restaurant on top of it. But nowadays it's just office building. So you can't really do much more than enjoy them from a distance. That's too bad. Right down here you see Kungsgatan. It means King Street. And as you probably know, there is also a Queen Street, which is actually even larger than the King Street for some reason. But I think this has to be one of the broader streets in Stockholm. It's really, really broad. And it's a main shopping street also, with lots of shops of all kinds, restaurants, cafés. Pretty nice place actually. You can see the tower once again on top of this bridge, which gives it a quite imposing appearance. And this one is a quite unappealing building today. You don't really notice it much. It's a place for the elderly. But once upon a time in the 1960s, this was one of the roughest parts of Stockholm actually. And a serial killer killed several people in a former building on this spot. They were known as Träskmorden. Some hidden history there. Here we have Johannes kyrka, one of many famous churches in central Stockholm. And there's a quite interesting history about this church actually. The tower was almost collapsing a few years ago, so they had to renovate it. So they put a lot of money for it not to collapse. But when it was done after several years, they decided that it was unnecessary to keep the church. So the state church that it is was sold to a Catholic congregation, and now it's a Catholic church. And I guess it's probably closed today at this point of the day. It closes at 4, unfortunately, so maybe another time. But you can see here that it has even text written in Polish, so I think many of the people that come here are Polish today. As you probably can tell, this part of Stockholm feels a little bit forgotten, even if it's just located in the center. But let's go and check something that is a bit more lively. Join me. Probably the most famous stairs in Stockholm. If you know, you know. So in a minute we'll check 2 famous eateries. One that has seen its better days perhaps, but it was once quite popular, and one that is far more popular and in demand. Let's check it out. So this is Kungshallen, probably Sweden's most famous food court. But as you can see, there's only 1 floor today. There used to be 2 floors, but now it's shut down. So that's why I said it has seen better days. But let's take a look and see what they have here. I do like the upper floor. I think it's a quite nice place. Some sushi. Even if the ambience is quite nice here, it's not very big. They don't have many places. They have a cafe, some sushi, some Greek restaurant here. But apart from that, it's very small actually. It used to be so large with 2 floors, and a lot of Swedish people came here for the lunch to eat something. That's a bit disappointing. So there was Kungshallen, one of the most famous food stands in Stockholm. But kind of disappointing these days, I think. Hopefully they will fix it for something better in the future. Now we at Hötorget. Used to be one of the biggest marketplaces in Stockholm. We have some fruit stands here, some flowers, some nuts, I think. All kinds of stuff, but it's not really that large anymore. It used to be large, but it seems like there are fewer and fewer people selling here than it used to be. You also find some touristy stuff, some football jerseys. Some caps. Nothing that stands out that much actually. But the thing I wanted to show you is this, Hötorgshallen. It's another food court, but more similar to the one in Östermalm. But they have more diversity, so we're going to check it out and see what it has to offer. What makes this place more unique than the other place is that it has more diversity, more international food, not just fish and seafood. They have all kinds of stuff, from cookies to jams to candy, from delicacies from all over the world. And of course they have also cheeses and hams. Let's go and take a look downstairs. Kind of just to get the impression of how this place looks like. They have lots of meat, especially wild meat. Some Middle Eastern food. They have sandwiches from North Africa. Turkish burgers. Hej hej.
Välkommen.
Hej. Jag bara tittar lite.
Absolut. Vi tittar på de bästa volyanerna.
Det är så, de bästa?
Jajamän.
Ja.
50-årsjubileum så passa på.
Det är 50-årsjubileum?
Ja.
Ni får ni säga 50 år?
Jajamän. Sen 1976.
Alltså
76.
1976, wow. Så pass.
En klassisk kött och grönsaker första gången jag skulle rekommendera.
Okej, vad sa du att det var den?
Gamla vanlig. Köttbulle med risikpanir och grönsaksspik från Avski.
Okej,
Klassisk korean.
den är klassisk. Vilken är det som säljer bäst?
Klassiska.
Det är den klassiska, okej. Och de kostar 100 kronor, eller?
90 själva burgaren.
90 kronor, okej. Men plus dricka då också?
Med dricka meny 110.
110. Ja, det borde bli middagsdags kanske, så man kanske ska passa på.
Absolut.
Kan man ta en ayran till också?
Jo då.
Alltså istället för läsk, ayran.
Det går bra.
Grymt.
Ska vi köra en klassisk?
Jag kör en klassisk då. Och det här är Turkish fast food, kan man säga.
Jajamän. Här kan du bli fan.
Perfekt. Here is the menu.
Allting på.
Allting på? Det var den ser stor ut. Fantastiskt.
Riktigt mätande.
Tack så mycket.
Smaklig måltid.
Ja.
Glöm inte din egen.
Okay, this is how it looks like. Quite big and quite warm. Also order some ayran, which is a fermented milk drink from Turkey. So let's give this massive burger a try. It's not that easy to eat, to be honest, but it's very delicious with all those sauces and vegetables. I'm gonna be full. Cheers. Okay, let's check what else they have here. Jesus. Some meat, fresh vegetables, and a lot of sausages and olives. Even have baklavas here. Plenty of them. One interesting detail about this place is that many of the shop's owners actually have been here for a very long time. The guy that I talked to had been here for 50 years. But there are many places or many people here that have been here for almost as long or even longer, I think. So getting a spot here may not be the most easy thing. So we've been to one mall that is quite famous in Stockholm. Let's go and check another one that is a little bit less famous, that only locals know. Johnny. This is Modgallerian, a very unique kind of mall. It's also located in central Stockholm, but it's a bit of a treasure, I would say, or a hidden spot. It's very quiet. There's a big bar in the central part of the mall. It looks quite nice actually, with all those flowers hanging over it, but it's quite empty. And we have some boutiques, some design shops. I actually kind of like the design of this mall. It's very elegant actually. But it's not super large. There's another restaurant. Let's keep in mind that it's... Hey? Ah, so I was just stopped by a guard. He said I cannot film in the mall. Actually don't know why I cannot film here. It's a mall after all. Shouldn't be legal to film inside of a mall. Considering how few people that comes here and how hidden this place feel like, would perhaps be a good thing if they can let me film here so I can show the world how it looks like. But apparently they don't want any commercial here. Should not film the mall. Should be a hidden treasure, I guess. That's too bad. So I wanted to try one of the most in-demand cakes in Stockholm, Mr. Cake. They're kind of Instagramish, futuristic form of cafe. Let's see what they have. Plenty of cakes. Branding is on point. They sell plenty of things here actually, which is quite cool. Popcorns, some kind of candy, mandels. Even some cookbooks. That's quite cool. Red velvet croissant is their signature. That's what I'm gonna try, I think. Well, let's try the red velvet croissant, their signature dish. It looks quite interesting, I think. It's nice. I think there's some kind of sauce inside also. Let's see. It kind of tastes like a red velvet cake, but made in a croissant with that sauce inside. I think it's a quite interesting food actually, and the fact that it's so red also makes it visually striking. But I think 58 kroner for a croissant is quite a lot of money. So that was a deeper look at the modern side of Stockholm with some interesting parts of the central areas. Hope you like this video, and make sure to like, subscribe and comment for more content like this in the future. Until then, take care.